Welcome and greetings, my friends. My name is Denise and I run the Poshmark Closet Eat, Play, Love. I am coming at you today in my pajamas, sourced on Poshmark, in my Jenny Kane cardigan, sweater, also sourced on Poshmark. So basically I have a meeting at the yoga studio at 12:30 today and I am going to be putting yoga clothes on, and I didn't feel like wearing yoga clothes for this video, and I wanted to share with you all the stuff in this bag that I recently sourced at the bins. I think we should get started right away and just get into it. I also have a pop into a retail thrift store called the Ark. So I stopped at one of those adjacent to where I live in Boulder on my way home from the Denver bins. Before we get started, I actually want to tell you how much I spent. So I purchased 17 pounds of textiles at $1.69 a pound for $28.73. A few of the items won't necessarily be for reselling, and I went with a friend and I picked up some of her soft goods. So that's just the ballpark of what I spent, just to let you know. And then when I stopped at the Ark thrift store, I spent $69.39 for 12 items. I think we should get right into it. I've got this big old bag of stuff. The first thing I see right on top for this bin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Tory Burch dust bags. I don't know if these came with shoes. I'm assuming that they did, and that people would have gotten one of these dust bags like per shoe, so maybe 2 dust bags for a pair of shoes. I saw people love Tory Burch, and I will happily sell these for probably about $15 a piece. So 8 of them for $15 a piece. Now I just want to tell you, I hope you recognize this logo, because I showed my haul to my 17-year-old daughter and I said, hey, do you recognize this? And she said, yeah, that's Tory Burch. So just need to let you guys know, keep up with these logos and tags to maximize your profits. The next item I found was a pair of Levi's ribcage ankle straights in a size 29. They are new with tags. No hesitation from me seeing Levi's new with tags, especially ribcage jeans. Those are a wider leg. They kind of have 501 vibes with a modern twist on them. I also found a few purses. There was a whole run of Coach bags. I feel like a retail Goodwill just did not want to deal with what was fake, what was real. The leather pieces that I had found had some really bad dry rot to them, like the front pocket just came off, like with my hand. It just peeled right off. So I left some stuff behind. I found this adorable Longchamp little pouch. My daughter uses one of these for her travel bag, so I'll probably wind up sending this to her. I don't know what you would put in it, but maybe your wallet, or I don't know. It has a little handle, like, I don't know. Let's go to the mall. Just kidding. I found 2 Y2K Coach bags. One is black and one is sort of that patchworky Coach logo bag. I will say, because you can't tell, but the hardware and the feeling of these is super substantial. Like, these are both really heavyweight bags. This is random, but this is why the bins make thrifting perfect. I have an LL Bean travel bag and it's missing the long handle. It does have some leather accents to it. I saw this like new leather piece and I actually took the handle from that was inside the bag because it was just sitting in the bin, and I purchased this so I can sell it with the LL Bean bag. I will just simply state it's an aftermarket long strap. It's obviously not going to be perfectly coordinating with the bag, but I do think it adds to the piece to have the long handle and not just the short handles. It was worth it for me. It was probably $2 or $3, and that will incredibly increase the value of that bag. I saw a bunch of Vera Bradley pieces, but I left them behind except for this one, and that's because this is a jewelry style travel bag for Vera Bradley, and I have picked up the jewelry travel bags before. I love that this was blue and gray and more neutral colors. If it was the brown and red, I would have definitely left it behind, but I loved the vibe of this, and it's actually in lovely condition. Since people typically just use them for travel, they don't really have the wear that like an everyday Vera Bradley bag would have. These are some items from my retail thrift trip, so I'm just gonna separate those out and focus on my bin stuff. I did pick up some Lululemon bags, which seems kind of silly, but since I have Lulu live shows, these were all brand new and never used, or they don't look to have a lot of wear to them. I like to pick these up if someone buys a bundle in my Lululemon live shows. They absolutely love that little touch of having a Lululemon bag with their purchase. I typically don't tell them. I have seen some resellers sell Lulu bags, but I always pick them up just to send. If someone spends $50 to $100 or more, $200 with me, I love having a bag to send with them. I picked up a pair of Golden Doodle brand new with tag socks. Louis is a Golden Doodle. Now he's not the yellow Golden Doodle, but these have a Kohl's tag for $12.99 on them. And you know, at the bins, of course, I'm gonna pick up new with tags. I found a Patagonia trucker hat in that really kind of like mustardy yellow rust color. And I will be washing this and then kind of placing it in a way when it's drying to help make its shape return to a better condition than this. See how it's a little bit flattened out? It's really no big deal for hats, but when you wash it, even steaming this, I think will help bring it back to its full shape. I found a Polar corduroy hat. Now Polar is an outdoor adventure gear kind of company. They make things like down, they look like sleeping bags, but they're just wearable pieces. And I don't know, people like the brand, so I didn't hesitate to pick that up. These are items that I will be sharing, but they're not from the bins. I found this naked cashmere cardigan sweater. It's ribbed, it's cream color. I found a little stash of someone's items and I got really excited. Always a perk of going to the bins, and when they have raw donations, then you find someone's little stash, and generally these next couple of pieces came from the same person. This Ralph Lauren skirt also was with that naked cashmere sweater. I had found a couple of other cashmere pieces, but ultimately decided because of the color of them and the condition of them that I passed on them. Those were the only ones that I brought home. And I also found this Johnny Was piece. This is a really cute piece, and I just sold that sweatshirt this week, and I often joke when one piece goes out, another piece comes in. This is a long line, I would say a little bit of a sheer piece, and it has this beautiful, just kind of more geometric embroidery to it. It's not like flowers. It's a dark green with light green embroidery. I found an icebreaker merino vest. This is a women's vest. So it's quilted on the top, and then all of the components on the edging and then on the lining are a merino wool, and it has just a little bit of that down diamond quilt to it. I really did well at the bins. I went to a different location than I've normally been going to. I know I mentioned in a video that a bins location opened up that's about 20 minutes from my house. That location has been rather hit or miss. A lot of looking, a lot of time has to be invested there to find substantial pieces. Potential to find more substantial pieces faster at other Denver locations. Basically is the long and short of it. This is just a smart wool quarter zip piece. It's a men's piece, has some contrasting colors to it. I love picking up smart wool and icebreaker merino. I found this adorable Patagonia fleece baby onesie. It has the covers for the cuffs, and it also is footy, and it's just navy blue. It's 18 to 24 months, so absolutely a yes for me. The next 6 items I found I'm super excited about. These were just sitting in a brand new bin when I walked up to it that had just been rolled out. These are 3 sets of figs. They're all coordinating colors, all unique colors. People collect figs. I've talked about this before. I'm just gonna show you how you find what they call a PO number, which is like the color that tells you what the number that tells you what the color is. So I found like a cool bright blue, army green, and then this more like kind of rusty muted coral color. I will sell these as sets. They are all matching in size. Small top, small bottom, small top, small bottom. So it doesn't make sense for me to try to sell these individual. People like to buy the set, and I like to sell them as a set. Here is that number. So if you look at the tags, this is just the figs tag, and then you look at the tag underneath. This says PO number 1646. Hopefully that focused. So then I will pop that kind of pumpkin color set into Fig's database, and it'll tell me what 1646 is. I picked up an Athleta tank that was from, I think, around 2012, 2014, something like that. And this is basically just for live shows. I love being able to source items from the bins for live shows. That means I can sell this for $12 to $15 and still walk away with $8 to $10 in profit. I picked up this Lululemon. It seems like a Define jacket. It's very much those vibes. It has thumb holes. And when I looked in the pocket, I do believe that it is a size 8, which is great. It has the older size dot in it, and so I'll have to do some research. It looks like a Define to me. I picked up just a Versace glasses case. Not sure if it'll sell or not. And also this really, really cute Vera Bradley floral wallet. I will pick up Vera Bradley at the bins. I love selling Vera Bradley. And it's just that it's overpriced at retail thrift, so it's hard to make a good profit margin. But if you can find them in really good shape or really fun patterns, great colors at the bins, I don't think you should hesitate there. I think it's a good pickup. The last item that I bought at the bins was this number. And this is a faux fur stole, and I am totally feeding into the mob wife trending aesthetic right now by picking this piece up. Now you'll be surprised, I actually looked, there's no brand tags or anything in this, but I actually looked and comps run anywhere from like $60 to $100 on faux fur stoles. So I'm here. I'm taking a little risk. It's satiny on the inside. It has a little clasp. I thought it was really pretty. I do think finding faux fur is appealing. If it was real fur, yeah, I would have picked it up, and it would have probably cost me 5 times the cost of that because real fur is so substantial in weight. Now, I always like to share what I also picked up in the retail thrift store setting. Now remember, I'm gonna do a quick count. Let's just say I picked up approximately 36 items at that bins trip, which means I actually spent less than $1 a piece on those items. It may even be closer to like 40 items. And then I picked up 12 items for 3 times the price. So retail thrift and the bins are dramatic price points, especially if you can find Lululemon, Icebreaker Merino, Johnny Was, Smart Wool, Figs, Coach, Patagonia. I mean, you cannot beat the cost of goods at the bins. Now let's just compare what I picked up at a regular thrift store. At an ARC thrift store, their price points are pretty good. I didn't go to the ARC that's in Boulder County. I went to the one that's closer to Denver. And at this location, I have shopped at it a few times. I generally like to find more vintage pieces at this one. It's just kind of the way it works for like the age of the neighborhood. Yeah. I typically don't find a lot of like current items or brands. But there are always exceptions to that rule. And I'm very proud with my haul from this day. I am actually uber proud of my haul. I'm just gonna get into it. This is an Athleta long sleeve top. It has a really lovely ventilated panel on the back. I absolutely adore this color and don't hesitate to pick up Athleta for my live shows. Athleta is a well-performing brand for me, especially live. I have touched on this brand before. It's a Denver brand called Be a Good Person, and they like to really heavily logo up their pieces. These sweatpants are men's. They're pretty substantial. There's like a suede panel right here. They definitely have an urban vibe to them. They're unique. I went back and forth on picking them up, but ultimately I decided to buy them. I did find this just really cute and casual Patagonia tank top. I paid $4.99 for this tank. I was looking through stuff with my friend I went to the bins with. We were looking through racks and I was talking about picking up Athleta, and then I said my best-selling piece for Athleta is called the Karma Asymmetrical Pullover. And she said, oh, I'm not familiar with that. I said, oh, you would totally recognize it if you saw it. It's pretty unique. And literally maybe 3 hangers later, I picked up my very first Athleta Cozy Karma pullover, new with tags. Now, it's asymmetrical because it zips down the side here. It has mock neck styling. It does have pockets with zippers, and the Cozy Karma is this absolutely lovely and deep pile in the inside. This retails for $109 and I picked it up for a steal. It's a size medium and it was $7.99. I guesstimate just off the top of my head that I will post that for probably $68 and wind up getting around $55. I found for $9.99 a pair of Redone jeans. Now Redone is a high-end denim brand, and what they are known for is exactly what you think. They take dead stock and old pieces like Levi jeans and then they cut them into a modern fit. They have a store in Aspen, and I will say I think their pieces retail for closer to $200. I was actually shocked to find Redone at this thrift store. I mean, shocked. Now the next three pieces I want to talk about are Lululemon pieces, and here's something really important for you to know if you're a reseller and you want to try to break into this Lululemon market. I have recently posted a video about how to find the style of a piece, and this is a really great second component of finding Lululemon. Now, I like to call Lululemon with the silver tags low-hanging fruit. I have a big old pile of Lululemon stuff right here. And the majority of the pieces have the silver logo that we all know and love. These were pieces that I recently sourced from a friend, but this is the more important part. If you want to level up in your Lululemon selling experience, you have to make yourself aware of a variety of logos that Lululemon uses on their pieces, especially in more current and modern productions. They really have moved to a more like monochromatic and very cool and interesting, unique tags, not just silver tags. So for example, this is a ribbed bra, and they didn't put the silver tag on the ribbed bra. They put a very small red fabric hang tag from here. Now, if you look inside of a bra when you're thrifting and you don't see any printed information on the inside, that's a good way for you to determine you may want to explore the outside of this piece a little bit more closely to see if you can find a Lululemon tag. But I do have this sweatshirt, and I will tell you, I knew this was Lululemon before I even looked because I got this from a friend. And I was like, oh my goodness, like I cannot find the logo. Wait until you see this. Now this is a camo piece. This is called a gummy logo, guys. So right there is the Lululemon gummy logo. Now that totally blends in. This usually works in our favor as a reseller. One, being on top of your game. A lot of thrift stores will overlook that this is a Lululemon piece. As we all know, thrift stores, of course, want to get market value for the pieces that they're selling. So if they sell sweatshirts for $4.99, they're gonna maybe sell a Lululemon sweatshirt for $14.99. If they miss this logo, odds are good this is gonna be marked at $4.99. Now, these are the pieces that I sourced at this thrift store. I'm assuming, just seeing the number of pieces that I found, which was 3 when I popped in here, probably for about an hour. I searched racks pretty heavily. I found these pieces because, as I just mentioned, they are not the low-hanging fruit of Lululemon. They're more current productions, and they have that updated styling of their tag. This piece is a shirt. It's really super popular. I will pop a photo of the ones that I've sold of this, but as you can see here, it has the gummy logo in the back, and to be honest, if a reseller is going through this thrift store and they don't know their stuff, if they don't see a silver logo, they're not gonna notice this monochromatic Lulu tag up here. It works in my favor in so many thrifting situations. I walk away with this number of Lulu pieces in a very obscure area where I really wouldn't expect to find any, maybe some crops. And I walked away with current pieces. You can also tell by feeling a piece, the material, to look at it a little bit more closely. If I don't see a rip tag, if I don't see any brand information here and I feel a piece and I'm like, I think that's Lululemon, the majority of times I am right on par. When you take a look at the sleeve and you see a thumb hole, you see really beautiful colors, there's no rip tag, time to look at the back line of the piece. If you glance at this, you don't see a silver Lululemon logo, and that's because there isn't one here. This piece is much more textured. It's like a Madewell textured and thread, and this logo is on a tag. I would consider this to be a more monochromatic piece. As a result, I paid $4.99 for this long sleeve Lululemon top in Boulder. Honestly, this could have been upwards of $17.99 in my local Goodwill. Or at the Arc that's in Boulder County, they really mark up their Lululemon. Almost to the point of where it's like ridiculous. They'll ask $24.99 for pieces that wouldn't even resell for that. So you really have to be careful. The last piece I found was actually marked up at $16.99, and it's worth every penny because it's this gorgeous long line trench style black hooded Lululemon coat. Now, take a close look. Do you see a silver logo? No, you don't. That means you have an advantage if you have a good eye. The good eye means you're gonna catch this silver logo on the hood, and you are 1000% going to catch the Lululemon logo right here on that zipper pull tag. That'll typically have, even on the zippered, if there's zippered pockets. Now this one doesn't, but the majority of time there'll be some sort of logo on zipper pulls, on the fabric little tabs on zipper pulls. So those are the places to look for Lulu logos that are not just the silver Lulu logos, and you're really gonna up level your Lulu game, because actually these three pieces, I will say, were cheaper because they weren't identified as Lululemon, with the exception of the coat, but still a great price. This would have been $25 to $32 in Boulder. And then you're finding more current pieces, which you can sell for a higher price point. Amazing. You're getting it for cheaper because they didn't identify it, and you're selling it for more because they're newer and more current pieces that are usually pretty unique or more sought after in the resale market. So those are the pieces that I have found on my thrift trip, and I love to have that back-to-back bins to retail thrift experience just to see the pieces I found. I am going to confidently state in this moment that I am really becoming refined in my sourcing abilities. I'm not saying I'm just popping into somewhere for 10 minutes and walking out with amazing pieces. I am investing time, but I'm not wasting my time picking up mediocre pieces. I'm picking up pieces that I feel confident in. I want to be able to sell items for anywhere from $32 and upwards. I do have some flexibility in that price point when it comes to activewear, because I like to resell pieces sometimes $12 to $15 in a live show, and then people buy multiple items for me, and that's just my strategy. Otherwise, I am super confident that the majority of these pieces that I picked up, I will be posting for closer to an average sales price, an ASP, of closer to about $45. Of course, when these items sell, I will be more than happy to share what they sold for, and the items that I got at the bins, I'm thrilled that I got for less than $1. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I am sourcing out here in the Denver, Boulder, Colorado area, and also the price point of what I'm paying for items. I will just reiterate that those items that I got from the retail thrift were not directly in the Boulder area, and prices tend to be about 20% higher in Boulder in general for those same brands and types of items. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back soon. May kindness light your path.